Well, Mary Kay, the Browns are 0-4 for the second straight year. The Bengals come into town today and blow them out. The Bengals have just dominated this team. Ever since they won that Thursday night game and were in first place, they've been completely non-competitive with the Bengals. 31-7. I guess we got to start with the play of the defense because, again, they just got absolutely torched in the first half today.
Yeah, you know what? Another 4 touchdowns. Andy Dalton, 4 touchdown passes. This is someone where he wasn't able to muster a touchdown drive in each of his first 2 games. So, so for him to have 4 touchdown passes, that really hurts. It's a lot to overcome. But this was a situation where they were bad on offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah, and just a quick number. Last week, you remember against Indianapolis, they gave up more points in the first half than Indianapolis had scored combined in their first 2 games. Today, the first time Cincinnati's offense produced more than 20 points. When they did it against Green Bay last week, they had a pick 6. So it's been ugly.
Well, Andy Dalton was way down at the bottom of the NFL passer ratings. He was 3rd last in the NFL coming into this game, and he had a 146 rating in this game. They made him look like a superstar today.
Now, DeShone Kizer on the other side, it's so hard to evaluate what we're seeing out there because there's just not a lot for him to work with. I mean, the one positive I came away with is he kept taking shots in this game and he kept getting up, which is not something we've always seen from Browns quarterbacks, but just so hard to evaluate what we're seeing.
Yeah, it is so hard. And you know what? One of the biggest problems for DeShone Kizer right now is Kenny Britt is supposed to be his number 1 guy with Corey Coleman out for 8 weeks at least with a broken hand. And Kenny is not able to come through for him. If you look at those first 3 drives, he false started on 3rd down. He slipped and fell on another 3rd down. And then a couple of drives later, the pass goes off of his hands again and is picked off. That was in the red zone. That was a turning point in the game. I mean, if they score there, it's 7-7, and who knows what can happen.
And now, how does this team fight back again? I mean, they're 0-4 for the second straight year. A lot of these guys were around last year when it took them till Christmas Eve to get that first win. They've got the Jets coming to town. I mean, can this team kind of rally and figure out a way to beat New York so that we're not sitting here talking about, well, this team might have another shot at 0-16.
Well, you know what, Dan? There are losses, and then there are really bad losses. If they had left here feeling like, you know what, hey, we got a little better day, we made a little bit of progress, that's one thing. But they got their butts kicked today. I mean, they crawl out of here feeling like they took a step backward, and Hugh Jackson even said that. And that's the part that is a little bit scary about all of this is, you know, it doesn't bode well for the future to watch a game like this. And all those orange seats that you see behind us right now, that's kind of what it looked like in the 4th quarter of this game. And that was sad and disheartening to have to watch these fans walk out. But the thing to remember real quick, Dan, is they didn't have Danny Shelton, they didn't have Myles Garrett, and they didn't have Jamie Collins.
One thing, I was wondering why there were still people here in the 4th quarter, and I noticed somebody in front of the press box was checking their phone for the 50-50 contest. So that was keeping fans here, apparently. Browns 31-7 losers to Cincinnati. The Bengals no longer good for at least 1 win a year for this team. They dropped to 0-4 overall on the season and 1-19 in the Hugh Jackson era. We'll have full coverage of it at cleveland.com/Browns.